Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you about harm OCD. Harm OCD is pretty much the most common type of OCD that I see. I know like in the media they like to portray that it's like cleaning OCD, organizing OCD. I don't really see that a lot. I mean, I see people having it as a secondary theme a lot, but really people are mostly worried about harm. So what if I hurt somebody? What if I killed somebody? Or what if I'm about to? Stuff like that. And harm OCD a lot of the times goes with false memory OCD. So what if something happened in the past? But not always. So I just wanted to kind of discuss it today. So, really, the point that I'm trying to get across is even though these thoughts are very scary, you have to understand that a lot of people are having them. And if all those people are having these thoughts, and yet nobody has actually done it, but for everybody, and I mean for everybody, 10 out of 10 OCD feels like 10 out of 10 OCD. It's not different between, this person or that person. If you're having the biggest OCD attack of your life, no matter what thoughts you have, it will feel the same for everybody. Do you know what I mean? Because our brains are only kind of programmed to really give you a certain amount of anxiety, what you can handle. So going from person to person, the most one person can handle is also the most another person can handle for them specifically, right? So one person being kind of like what we call what we say at wit's end, right? And the other person being in that same position, to those people specifically, it feels the same. So if none of those people who have 10 out of 10 anxiety about, say, false memory of CDO or from harm or whatever, um, have actually ever done anything, and it's all been false, right? It's all turned out to be OCD. But yet, for everybody, it felt real, right? What are the chances of, say, if you have, I'm talking to people right now who do have harm OCD specifically, right? But it would work really for any type of OCD. That what are the chances that you would be the first one out of all those people, right? That happened to, you know what I mean? That because for everybody, it feels equally real, equally scary, equally disabling in terms of how much it takes out of you, right? And you have to stop believing this lie of the that OCD gives you, you know. So when you're getting these thoughts, yes, they will feel very real. Yes, they will feel like 100%, not 100%, but sometimes like a 10 out of 10, it almost feels like 100%. But it feels like it's very, very real. It feels like it very much could be true. You're getting these thoughts, but you have to keep in mind that other people are getting these same thoughts, and it's not true for you and it's not true for them. Because if it would be true, and probably depending on how your OCD is, if you had other thoughts, or even within the same theme, if you had other details that have been switching and things like that, right? You know that you've solved these things before and they felt real as well at the time. So it doesn't, when you look at it logically and pull yourself out of the emotion of it, it doesn't make sense. So just because it happens to be for you harm OCD as opposed to other types of OCD, and if it's attached to a false memory or not, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, right? But if it is attached to false memory and it's giving you vivid images, or you're getting vivid images of something that would happen in the future, um, even though it feels real, it's very, very common. So try to not, I know it's difficult, but try to not get caught up in the fact that it feels so real and it's so scary, because it is like that for everyone. That's the nature of OCD. If it didn't feel real, you wouldn't have OCD in the first place, because you'd be like, wow, that doesn't even feel real. It's like going on a roller coaster ride and not being scared, right? It's the fear is what um keeps you having OCD, right? Because if you didn't have fear, you'd be like, this is silly, I'm moving on, and your OCD would be gone, right? But because the fear is so strong, we have to actually work on saying that and work on disregarding. And that's why it's so difficult, you know. If it didn't give people fear, people would just disregard it naturally. They would never, OCD would not exist. So I just want you to keep all of that in mind, because I do get a lot of comments and people do get very scared of their thoughts, because they're saying, well, what's wrong with me that I'm having these thoughts? Well, the reason you have harm OCD as opposed to another type of OCD is because you are a sensitive person, and because this is the worst possible thought you think you can have. That's why you're getting that thought. OCD always attacks what is the most precious to you, what is the most scariest to you. And if it has to do, you know, if you're a really, really good person, um, and, you know, the last thing you would, you know, do is want to harm somebody, you're gonna get thoughts about harming somebody. That it like it works in reverse, you know. So it's really like that. But I mean, it's just because you're getting these thoughts, it doesn't mean anything, you know. And just like I said earlier in the video, that, you know, it can feel very real. It doesn't matter. You have to get past it in order to recover. So I hope this answers some questions about harm OCD. Like I said, this is pretty much, you know, when I work with clients, this is the type of OCD that I see pretty much. I would say maybe 80% of the time I see harm OCD, and the other 20% of the time I see other types of OCD. It's very, very, very common. So don't get frightened. Just view it as an OCD thought, and just try as much as you can to not allow yourself to get caught up in these thoughts, you know, because they're nothing. They really are. So I hope this helps. If you guys have any more questions, I do have a show coming out every Wednesday, which I answer the questions that I get in the comments. If you would like more information, you can always visit youhaveocd.com. There's a private recovery program with me. There's ebooks there. There's articles. There's lots of information to recover from OCD. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.